Everyone, this is Lori from the Crafting Auntie back with you. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to all my new subscribers and those that have been with me. I really appreciate it and I'm glad that you are here. So I kind of want to do, I was racking my brain. I'm having kind of a mojo issue trying to come up with things to do. But I really enjoyed doing just a little flip folio that was with trains a while back. And I thought I would go ahead and do another one a little bit different and using some vintage maps and also using some vintage train photos. So I have this digital kit. I just wanted to show you this one. I've cut the other pieces to save time. I guess it would be nice if I had it right side up. This is from Veripear. And I printed that at best quality, so I really get a vibrant color on here. This is from Digital Creations CONZ. I will link both kits for you below. And I want to use these two trains, and I want to back-to-back. So these two together and these two together. I printed two of the same. And I'm just going to kind of put together some kind of a little folio thing. This time, though, I'm just going to use an envelope. So this envelope is 6 by 9, and I have cut my pieces just to be a tiny bit smaller. So they will all go on, and I've tried to match up what I could based on how everything was printing. So I've tried to match it up. So we'll need a little space in between for our folding. And it'll be real simple because it's just going to be every 3 inches. So the folding. And then I cut these at just under 6 inches. So there's just a tiny bit of border. So I've got these for one side and these for another side. And then I have a couple of tabs and I have my pieces here. I thought about, do I want to have this sealed? Do I want to have it as a pocket? I've decided I want to have it sealed up. So I'm just going to take some glue stick and just close this up. And I do plan on stitching on this as well. I really enjoy doing a lot of stitching on my projects, so I will continue on. Okay, so now we have that, and so I want to fold this every 3 inches. So this is exactly 9 inches, just maybe a tiny bit smaller, but not much. I'm just going to make a mark at 3 and 6. And then I'm just going to fold it over. So I'm going to fold it this way so I can see where my mark is. Sure I get it even. You don't have to use an envelope if you don't have one, and you can use an envelope but use a different size. So you could do a variety of ways of doing this. The first one I did not use an envelope. Okay, so let's go ahead and fold this one to where my mark is, and I'm making sure it's even top and bottom, and you'll see you have just a little bit of a gap there. Just going to fold that and burnish it down. And I'm going to fold them the other way as well. Just don't want any wrinkles in between my folds, so I'm just going to take my bone folder and press that in there and then seal it, and then do the same thing again on this side. Don't get any wrinkling of my envelope. So then this way it will fold both ways. So the plan is that this will fold like this, turn it over, and fold like this, and have something on each side. So very similar to a train one that I did some time back. Okay, so now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to grunge this up. So I'm just going to use my vintage photo and just grunge up. I don't have a whole lot of gap there, so just grunge up all the edges. And use whatever color you want based on whatever digital you want, or if you happen to get this same digital, then just, yeah, whatever color you like, then I would use that. So I'm just going to finish grunging this up. And I also want to do all the folds because there'll be a gap there. And we may have to add just a little bit more. We'll see after we get the papers glued on. Okay, so this is one side. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Okay, I'm just finishing up inking. So I've inked both sides. I've started inking all of these. And all I'm doing is just going around the edges. Just to get it a little bit more grunge. What's nice about this particular kit for these vintage maps is that they are pretty grungy. So it doesn't need a whole lot, but I do like to have all my edges inked. So, trying to make sure I put them back in the same way they should be so I don't get them mixed up upside down or it's not matching up. And you don't have to have matching. You can use any kind of paper. I just happen to really like this digital kit and wanted to do something else with it. And let's see, I've already punched these and I just used this punch. And I just used a craft color cardstock. Just a brownish. Just going to go ahead while I'm inking and ink these up too. Both sides. And I don't know yet if I'm going to stamp on them or not. I might. Let's see. And I might not. I might just leave them plain and maybe put some eyelets in or something like that. Next thing I want to do, since I want to get everything kind of prepared before I continue on, is I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. And again, I have printed 2 to a page, but I have also reduced them down so they end up being, let me just cut them out real quick. I printed, so they are actually just 3 1/8 by 2 3/8. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them that size yet. So I'm just going to cut them out and then I'll make a decision when I go to put them onto the pieces, because if they're too large then I'm going to shrink them down some more just by cutting off some of the edges. So let me just get them cut out so I can see exactly what I want to do. So there'll be the fronts and this will be the backs, and that way they don't see any of the white. You don't want to see any of the white. And if you don't do this way, you can always grunge the back. It's entirely up to what you like. So this one will go with that. And this one will go with that. So before I put my paper trimmer away, let me just slide it off to the side, clean up my pieces here, clear the deck so we can start working on the project. Okay, so if I were to put these back to back like this, and say I put one here on this side, I think they're too big. I kind of want them going this way. So I think I'm going to reduce them down. Let's cut this front portion off. And I want to do them together, so I'm going to turn them the same way. And I want to take some off of the front here on both. And I want to take some off of the back, so then I'll tell you what they end up being. So they end up, so far, 2.5 by 2 3/8. So this is my plan. I do want them to be back to back. So you'll have a front and a back, and then they will go on here. I think that's okay. I think I'm going to take a little bit more off the top. So let's do that. And I want to clean up this edge. It's kind of crooked. So let me just clean that up. Okay, so let's see now. We are looking at 2 3/8 by 2 1/8. I think that's a pretty good size. So let's just put this back on here. So it'll be like that, front to back, after it's glued on. Oops. And I think I want to round the corners. So let me just cut the other one to be the same size. So we want it this way is going to be 2 3/8. Oops, so let's take some off of here. And here. So 2 3/8. And then I want it 2 1/8. So we'll take some off of the top. Yeah, that works perfect. Okay, so we've got our pieces now. They'll be front and back. So just like this and like this. All right, let me ink those up. Clear my paper scraps here. Get them out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and ink these up, but first I'm going to round the corners. So I'm going to put them together exactly how they would be, front to back. And let's see, I'm going to be using, I think, the larger one. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Those all rounded. So there's one. This one lined up. Use whatever corner rounder you have. You don't have to have this one. It's a little expensive. I bought these sometime back when I was working before I retired, and I do like them, but I also have just some less expensive ones that I also like. So just use whatever you have, and if you can't do that, then just use, you know, a template. You could make a template out of an old credit card or something like that, and use that, and then draw around it and cut it. So if you're new and you don't have a lot of supplies, don't think you have to buy this stuff. You know, go ahead and try other avenues. You can just make a template just by finding something that has a curved edge, and then draw that on and cut it with your scissors. Okay, so these will go together like that and like this. So let's start gluing. So I want to make sure that, so this will go on here. Looks like I got it pretty grunged, but I'll just add a little bit more. So I'm going to lay these out. So this is going to go here, and then I'm thinking I want to use this one, and then this will go on top, and same on the other side. So we're going to put these panels down first. Art glitter glue, my favorite glue. Absolutely love using art glitter glue. It's a little expensive, but it holds, and that's what I like. I want my projects to hold tight, which is why I don't use much glue stick. I do like using a strong glue, but glue stick is always nice because sometimes you can move it around. And I understand that Barely Art Glue gives you a few more seconds too, but I have not tried it. I've just kind of stuck with this. For fabric journals and things like that, putting fabric onto a journal, I use PVA glue. And then for other fabric, mostly for embellishments and things like that, that's not going onto a full journal cover, I will use Fabrifix or Fabri-Tac. Okay, so you can see I'm leaving a little bit of a gap. And I do want to grunge that up a little bit more. So I'm just going to go over that. There we go. And this piece, glue that on right here. So I'm matching up everything. So this one goes together, and then this is the other part of it. And I'm just following this river line down. So that's going to go here. You could make these into pockets if you choose to. I have not done that. Doesn't mean it's not possible. So line that one up and get that pressed down. So now we've got the first side, so it goes like this. Now let's do the other side. So this one's going to go first here, and then this one that matches up with it there, and this one here. Okay. Glue these down. I've been trying to come up with some simple projects, but, you know, projects a little different. Not always successful, but trying to come up with things that are a little different for my channel. I do like I said before in my videos, my husband and I have a together hobby, which is trains, and we do the G scale, which is the larger scale. I don't think it's the largest scale, but it's a larger scale that we have in our home. We run 2 trains, and I've really enjoyed that. We used to travel a lot too. When we were working, I did a lot of traveling for work, and then we did a lot of traveling up to family and various areas. And so, yeah, kind of like all that kind of stuff. So the maps really kind of bring me to that. Okay, got that done. So now it goes like this. Or you turn it over and it goes like this. All right, now we need to do this part. And we also need to add the tab. So it's important to add the tab first, because I want that hidden in between these 2 pieces. So I'm going to add glue. I don't think I'm going to use any stamping on this. I'm going to make it simple. So I'm going to add that here and just line it up as straight as I can. So just like that. And then I'm going to glue it shut. Just like that. I use my bone folder. And then we're going to glue this on. So I think I want to come in a bit about like so. So it's probably a couple inches in. And then that way the tab is out here. So I'm going to add some glue about here and this way. And then I'll line it up. Like so. Make sure it's straight and straight. Press that down. And then flip it over. And we're going to put the other side on. Just like that. This side you will glue the whole thing. And then just line it up to your other piece. So it matches. And then press that down. And you can always add in a little bit more distressing just to kind of cover up anything that might be peeking. So I want to press that down really good so that it's all matched. So that's the first one. And then we're going to turn it over and we're going to add the one here. So I think this one goes really well with all of this. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to add my tab first, and that's going to go out here. So this way. So let's glue that down. Like so. And then glue it shut. I think my art glitter glue is getting low. I'm going to have to fill it up. This time I'm going to just grab a little bit of distress ink on this white part just so that it doesn't show. I should have done it on the other one and I didn't. But it's okay. It's not showing too much, and I added a little bit more ink. But I would recommend just doing that back side also with a little bit of ink. Okay, so now let's glue this guy on, and about the same area. So I'm putting glue here and here. So I'm just going about that far, so it's right about to here. And then we're going to glue that on. I'm trying to match it up as best I can. You're not going to see them both together, but I did want to try to have them matched up as much as I could. So let's see how that looks. I think that looks okay. Make sure it's straight. And then we'll do the other one. And again, this one you glue the whole thing. Put that on here. Okay, so now we have our little folio. So it opens like this, or you can turn it over and it opens like this. Now you can add pockets to this. I did on the first one. I don't think I'm going to add pockets to this one. I think I'm just going to go with it because I love all the detail that's here on the maps. And the trains have a lot of detail. So that's how this works. But now let's do some metal pieces. I think I want some eyelets. I grabbed my box of eyelets and brads, and then I grabbed my box of vintage charms. So let's see what we can come up with. Kind of thinking of a copper color. I think I have some eyelets in here. Might be that color. So I got these. So we use those. And then for a charm, let's see what we have. let's see. I think I want to use some of this chain. And how about one of these keys? There's one that's copper color. So we got that. And what else do we have in here? We've got some clocks. It's not copper color, but it'll still go. So we'll do that. Okay. So I've got this little clock. Kind of hard to show you. It's tiny. Okay. Move these aside and let's finish this up. Okay, so let me get my crocodile. I'm going to use the large size. And I think I'm going to do it kind of down on the bottom of where the train is, so that it'll dangle nicely. So right there and here. Okay. And let me get my 2 eyelets. And some chain. I've got some copper chain in here. Oh, and I need to have the little pieces that put it together. So let me grab that. These guys. Need to have these guys. I don't think it really matters. They're pretty close in color, so a couple of those. All right. And let's go ahead and get the eyelets on. That there. So that looks like that. And let's do it here. Perfect. Okay, so let's cut a piece of this. Let's see how much we want. I don't think we need a whole lot. So just dangling down a little bit. There's my cutters, and I'm just going to cut a piece. So it's about like that. It's probably about 2 inches long. So I'm going to cut 2 of those. Try to get them the same length. Okay. Put this aside. And let's put one of these guys on here. Let's see if I can do this without a tool. Don't know if I can. Hoping. Oh, I did. Yes. Okay, let me try to do this one too. They usually snap right in here, as long as you can give it a little bit of strength. So this is what we have. So we have these 2 pieces. And let's see, we want to go through here. No, we want to put our charm on. So let's see, let's put the charm. Oh, I hope this fits. Oh, this one's not going to fit. Let me find a different one. Key just is too small. Let's see if I have one that's got a bigger opening. Oh, this one. Let's do that. Much better. Okay. So let's put that through there. Just like that. And then we'll bring this part up that doesn't have the little piece on it. And then I'll do the same thing. Try to push it in there. Just bear with me a second while I do this. Yes. Okay. So there's one. That worked out good. And I like the chain on there because it makes it dangle much easier. Okay, so let's do the other side now. So I'm hoping this one, oh yeah, I got a bigger opening here in this area. So we'll do that and bring that through. I want to make sure it's dangling the right way too. So let me just make sure. Yep. I think it's two-sided actually. Well, one side, no. It's got the back of the clock. So I want to make sure the front is showing. So hopefully I did that right. Okay. Yes. Well, at least on this side. So this will open up like this. Close it, turn it over. So you're going to see the back of the clock on this one, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. And put that there. You know, the tabs look kind of empty. I think I'm going to grab some of my rub-ons. Okay, I grabbed some of these Tim Holtz rub-ons. Let's see what we've got here that's kind of small that we can actually add to this. Yeah. Okay. Grab my scissors and cut some of these little pieces. Okay. That one's just a bit too big. Maybe these numbers. Okay, let's see what we got here. That'll give us just a little bit of interest. So let's do that. Grab my tweezers here. There we go. So we've got that. Number 9. Is that like engine number 9? It's hard to see, isn't it? Let me get it up a little closer. Okay. On this side, let's do this one. I think it'll fit. I love Tim Holtz rub-ons because they go on so easily. Okay, so we've got that. So let's turn it over. And we've got these 2 more that are small enough. So I will put one here and put one over here. Oops, get off of there. There we go. Okay, so we've got that. And this one. And we'll put this one here. Perfect. Now we've got a little bit more interest. A little bit more inking. Just like it to be just a little bit more grungy. So we'll do that. Both sides. All right, I think that does it for this one. Just move these aside, things out of the way here. Okay, so here we have it. Get up a little closer here. So we've got it opening this way, matching up the all of the maps. Flip it over and open this way. You know, you can add corners on this too if you wish. You can add this into your journal. You don't have to do both sides. You could keep one side maybe not covered and glue it down and then glue this on to your page. I'm sure there's different ways you could do it, but I wanted to do these as a standalone. So that's my project for today. Hopefully you'll give it a try, and again, I'd love to see what you're doing. You can find me. I always link Facebook and Instagram. Tag me. I would love to see what you're doing if this is an interest for you. So everybody have a great day. God bless you all, and we'll see you next video. Bye.